That was steep. What's up, peeps? I made it to Southern California after a long, kind of shitty, annoying flight, which maybe I'll tell you guys about during the ride. I mean, just your typical flight travel problems. Anyways, at Canyon Vista Trailhead, you can see it behind me, and you kind of park all along the road, about to ride with my totally badass friend, the original SoCal mountain bike badasser back there. Yeah, she's a badass rider. Anyways, we're gonna ride here at from Canyon Vista Trailhead at the Aliso Trail. So we're gonna check out some of these cool rides here. So let's kick it. Let me show you the route real quick. Now, I was doing this all in like 3 hours of sleep. I mentioned my flight there. My flight was supposed to land at LAX at 6:30 p.m. It ended up not getting there until about 2 a.m. late that night or that following morning, and then by the time I got to my Airbnb and actually got in bed and closed my eyes to go to sleep, it was 4 a.m. or so, and that is way later than I can even stay up on any night. I'm usually in bed and kind of going to sleep by 11:30, so yeah, I was doing this on 3 hours of sleep, but still had an incredibly good ride. We start from the trailhead here in that kind of neighborhood area that you've seen, and then we head this way and catch this blue trail to climb up. So there's pretty much one big ridge line that runs in this direction here, as you see my cursor following, and everything kind of drops up and down from that. So we come down here, catch this blue line, which is Cholla. I got a little bit of video on that. We ride the ridge line down, and then we catch Rocket. I've been down Rocket a time or two. I've ridden this whole area before, but not very regularly. Maybe once a year or so I make it out here, and I really don't know it too well. I don't know what's coming, but I'd ridden Rocket before, and some of the other stuff I've never ridden before, but rode Rocket, and that was probably my favorite trail of the day. It had a little bit of technical, a little bit of choppiness to it, but not so much to where you were kind of holding the bars and kind of holding on for dear life, so to say. You really enjoy it and still have a nice ride down, and it was pretty fun. So ride down Rocket. When you get to Rocket, you got some flat trail that we take back to this section right here, which is called Mathis, and this is a very steep climb back up to the top of the ridgeline. Ride across the ridgeline to top of the world. We got a nice view out over the Pacific Ocean and Laguna Beach down below. You can see Catalina Island on a clear day. And then ride across through a neighborhood area up here to where we catch Meadows. Got a video going down Meadows. At the bottom again, we catch the single or the double track all the way back towards the parking area, and then ride up through the neighborhood here to where Five Oaks is. And Five Oaks was an incredibly gnarly trail. I actually crashed on the entrance of Five Oaks, and I don't have the video of it here in this video, but I kind of crashed in this real kind of part where it's easy to kind of get confused on which way you go, and the trail slightly to the right and then slightly to the left is this concrete gully type of thing. I ended up going into the concrete gully. It wasn't bad for going bad. Things went pretty damn good, and it was basically right at the start, so I just redid the whole trail and got a video going down it. There are some jumps and drops on Five Oaks. I didn't hit them. I was feeling pretty timid, especially after I just had that crash, so to keep everything safe, I just kind of coasted down Five Oaks, and I look forward to coming back on Five Oaks, doing a few more runs and getting an awesome video with myself absolutely bombing and hitting all the lines down. And so we hit Five Oaks, and then it was back to the double track and back to the car. On Strava, the actual route was about 16.5 miles. What you got to understand here on Trail Forks is we're not getting all of the little ins and outs and kind of nooks and crannies of the trail. It's hitting more of the overall scope of the trail. So on Strava, we got 16.5 miles and 2,570 feet of climbing. Great ride here. Let's get to the ride video now so you guys can see it for yourself. The first climb into this place is called Cholla. It's a dual direction trail. You can go up or down, but most people go up it. It's not long, but it's pretty steep. And basically everything that you ride here in Aliso is kind of steep. You know, like some places, some parts of the world that you ride in, you get everything kind of long and drawn out. You get some switchbacks. We get switchbacks here, but here everything is just steep. It's all just built into a tight area. So get some steep descents and steep climbs, which I'm sure this GoPro is not doing these climbs any justice. You can hear it's got me out of breath. And once I get to the end of Cholla here and finish this climb, I'll be up on a pretty smooth ridge line, which is kind of the access point to all the descents. And there we are out at Cholla. I'm gonna keep heading up the access road to catch some more trails. All right, we made it to Rocket, so we're gonna drop in on this and see what we got. My first time on a real downhill in a while. It's been about 6 months since I've actually rode in real mountains, I guess excluding my Puerto Rico trip. Whew. I don't think this is the official Rocket Trail yet. Here we go. Heads up. Thank you. One more bike behind me. Sweet! Ooh, rock garden. Choppy AF. All right, that went from choppy to chunky. And here we go on the edge of a washout. Just chunky as fuck. I usually don't ride with my dropper down, but I kind of wish it was down for that. It was up. So I'm just like not in the habit of putting it down. I rarely ride with it down. All right, here we go. Whew. Oh, getting a little too rowdy there. Oh, then you got it. There we go. I got that. Now this little section up here looks nasty AF and done without my foot down. Thank you, Kathy. Heads up. One more behind me. Okay. Not going too fast though. Yeah, so you can get some uphill traffic on these trails. On the weekends, it gets pretty loaded down with hikers. So you do have to kind of be conscious of that if you're trying to shred. Whew, this feels too good. And I probably should have went to the right there, but didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. Either way, good ride, good line. There we are, down and out. Almost down and out. You can open up the brakes and let it kind of roll out of here. This climb right here is called Mathis. Mathis. And you get like 700 or 800 feet of climbing in a very steep manner. There's nothing easy about this climb. So I always remember this when I come here, and well, here I am. There's really no way of riding here without going up Mathis at least once. And if you're gonna hit everything in the park, you're gonna do it a couple times. So yeah, if you're ever riding Aliso, know that you have this Mathis thing always kind of looking over your shoulder. I'm gonna cut the video and keep climbing. Yeah, we're gonna go to the left. So after the Mathis Climb, you get up to the ridge line, you get a nice view up there. It'll get better as we go straight here and get to top of the world. Top of the world. And if you can see it on the GoPro, that's Catalina Island over there. All right, this trail is Meadows. Let's see what we got. It's a blue trail, nothing too rowdy. Woo! Little chop. One nice groove down here, not much we can take in optional lines. Maybe it opens up. Nah, it's pretty much gonna stay the same. I need every bit of the little built-up berm. Not much of a berm, but every bit of stopping power behind it. Thank you guys. One more behind me. Whew. They didn't seem too happy to see me. And I'm not exactly riding reckless either. Not sure which way to go, but I think it all just, yeah, it just kind of comes right out and does the same thing. There's either the real bomber line or there's the switchback line. Guess I'm not a real bomber. Whew. Ah, this is fun. It's kind of steep. It's a lot steeper than it was up near the top. Whew, a little soft. Try taking the outside line so I don't have to slow down so much. There, I don't think it would have mattered which line I was taking. And that is Meadows. All right, after leaving Meadows, we got a kind of chill meander through like a little double track section. And we're gonna keep riding this and then climb up a little bit until we get to a trail called Five Oaks. So I've never been down Five Oaks. Looking forward to riding that one. This is Five Oaks, and this will be my first run down it. There's a few little jump lines around it. And up here I've been warned, go to the right. Whew, that was steep. All right, here we go. This is a steep section too. That trail's pretty gnarly. As I almost eat it there, need to put my foot down. Not sure what the best line through all this is. Hey, someone just sent me a text. Thank you.
Sure.
There's one more rider behind me.
We're the last ones.
Okay.